Und er bekommt mit einem Landsmann zu tun, der vor lauter Autogramme schreiben gar nicht fertig wird. 34 Jahre aus England, viermaliger Gewinner des PDC World Cups of Darts, Weltmeister 2020, aktuell im PDC-Ranking auf Platz 15. Hier ist aus England Jackpot Adrian Lewis.
Penultimate game of the afternoon session, a session that has seen the vast majority of seeded players in action knocked out. Only one has made it through, and of those defeated includes the defending champion, the Ferret, Johnny Clayton. Adrian Jackpot Lewis, the number 5 seed and 2-time world champion, faces a difficult encounter with heavy metal Ryan Searle, who overcame Diogo Portela in his opening game pretty comfortably, although it transpires that Diogo really was suffering yesterday. He went off to hospital afterwards, so I hope that everything's all right. Our best wishes go to him. But Ryan Searle is looking to produce a second victory over Adrian Lewis. He has beaten him in a floor event, the only other actual ranking game they played. The one win that AD had was in a qualifier for a European Tour event, so no actual money riding on it that particular game. Rob Malarkey joins me in the commentary box to see if Searle can do the job and continue this incredible run of results for the unseeded players.
First leg is Ryan to throw first. Game on.
Well, I see no immediate reason why Ryan Searle can't add his name to the list of players who've inflicted surprise defeats so far today. I say surprise defeats, some of them haven't come as a total surprise, given the standard of the PDC circuit. But Adrian Lewis will be feeling just a little bit wary of what has happened before him prior to today, or prior to this match today, on day 2 of the Austrian Darts Open. Making his first appearance in this tournament is Lewis, which may come as a surprise to you. He was drawn to face James Richardson in the first round in 2012, but withdrew. And he's not played in this tournament since. He has played in Austria, and Adrian said he remembers hitting a 9-darter in Austria somewhere. So I'll have to look into that. But as far as this tournament is concerned, this is a step into the unknown for Adrian Lewis. Ryan Searle didn't qualify for this tournament last year either.
Well, he hasn't qualified for any Euro Tours this year until today, has he? Well, this weekend, I should say. We will see him in Sindelfingen next weekend, but the last time we saw him on the Euro Tour was the back end last year in Riesa, when he went all the way to the quarter-finals, produced a great result against Peter Wright, and only lost out to the eventual winner, Gerwyn Price, in the last 8.
Yeah, and he went into that tournament in Riesa on the back of a run to the final on the Pro Tour earlier, or a few weeks before that International Darts Open.
Superb stuff. 78 taken out with no bother whatsoever.
And it may well be that those performances in early September acted as some sort of springboard to what he achieved at the World Championship. Had a very good run to the last 16 at Ali Pali. He beat Stephen Burton, Mensur as well, Willie O'Connor, before eventually a 4-1 defeat by Michael Smith in round 4.
100.
Yeah, well, it was definitely September where things completely changed around for Ryan Searle, because he was just
100.
cruising to the loss of his tour card. He had spent 6 months without winning a game, pretty much. They had the break over August, where all the top boys go off to
60.
Australia and New Zealand, play the World Series. Ryan went and played in the Champion of Champions event, a tournament, curiously enough, won by Gerwyn Price, won by Johnny Clayton,
138.
both as preludes to what they would then go on and do in the Pro Tour. And it just seemed to give him a bit of confidence, and he came back in September and things started to happen for him. That Pro Tour final you mentioned, the quarter-final in Riesa, the great run at the World Championship as AD does not get the 164.
132.
But I tell you what, that's not bad.
$57. Adrian Uruguay, 32.
That 9-darter I mentioned a short while ago, there was a Players' Championship event held in Austria in 2009, which Lewis won. So I suspect it may have been that year. Anyway, 10 years ago.
140.
And the other thing about that quarter-final for Searle in Riesa was the fact that he played Peter Wright in the second round, and it was a very close-run thing. But in the end, a 101 checkout in the 10th leg gave Searle a 6-4 win, just when it looks as though he might just be under a bit of pressure from Peter Wright, who started sluggishly in that one. And then the momentum just carried on.
57.
Very good on his finishing yesterday as well, Ryan Searle. Not a powerful scoring display, but the finishing was more than spot on. 6 out of 10 on his doubles, and Portela really couldn't live with that. He was 4-0 down in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, well, Searle has been pretty solid on the tour this year.
140.
One quarter-final, picking up money, and almost exclusively averaging in the 90s. He's only broken the ton mark once in the Players' Championship events, but so many times he's 93, 94, 95. And that's competitive. Over the course of the year, he's averaging just over 93, which puts him just outside the top 32.
Ryan Uruguay, 62.
Great dart, leaves double 16. And that is a 14-dart leg for Ryan Searle. He's taken out 62 and 78, both to win his legs in 5 visits to the board on throw, and that is forcing Adrian Lewis to find 12 darters to break him.
And it may well be the fact that he won the
100.
Bull-off backstage. That may well prove significant for him.
Winner of this faces Nathan Aspinall, who won that superb game with Dave Chisnell. Looked like he was going to absolutely cruise home. And then Chizzy got stuck into him.
Yeah, and Aspinall beat Lewis in the Pro Tour in midweek as well in their semi-final. 7-4. That was when Aspinall was in turn beaten by Willie O'Connor in the final.
Yeah, just described that as running out of steam in the final against Willie, although, to be fair, Willie O'Connor played magnificently all day.
57.
Lewis, though, has had success on the Pro Tour this year. He took Players' Championship 8, the 8th event of the year in Wigan 7 weeks ago. Beat Raymond van Barneveld in the final. A repeat of the World Championship semi-final from 3 years ago. 2 of the game's big names returning to some sort of form. Searle looking at 180.
Yeah, Adrian, one of a dozen different winners in PDC darts this year. On the full tour, that is. Obviously, we've had more on the development tour and challenge tour systems, but could we see another one added to that list here this weekend? Plenty of big names who've been playing some good darts and haven't managed to get over the line to win a title. Rob Cross chief among them.
$78.
Maybe it could be Mensur Suljevic playing. He doesn't seem to rise to the occasion playing in Austria, Mensur. It just seems to be a bit too much pressure on him. That could change this weekend, but taking on Barney, I mean, what a tie that is this evening.
All set up very nicely. We mentioned Searle yesterday, the fact that he does check the score quite a lot with the referee because his eyesight isn't the best. But he has to check actually where his dart landed in some cases as well.
Well, checkouts are 62, 78, and maybe 84.
And this would be for a break of throw as well for Ryan Searle. One dart remaining at double 12.
60.
Just outside the mark.
20.
Can't miss inside.
Just struggling with the grip here is Lewis. I think he's feeling a bit slippery across the palms. It's very warm on stage. I've just been out to the main arena and it is baking hot at the back of the hall as well. And maybe that played a part there with Lewis. Just couldn't seem to get any grip, and Searle pounces for the break of throw. He leads 3-1. I mean, it's actually quite a cool day outside, but inside it is roasting.
Oh, and this might make AD feel a little bit hotter under the collar, because Ryan Searle is taking the game to him. Adrian has switched equipment in recent months. I think these are a prototype dart, but he seems to have settled with them, and he's produced some good stuff with them as well, because he was chopping and changing his gear for quite some time. I remember using some Barney darts for a while, just trying to find something that could inspire a little bit more confidence. At one point, he bought some darts off eBay, believe it or not, that he was using in. I mean, it's just absolute madness. Ryan Searle, very, very idiosyncratic setup. Nobody has got darts heavier than Ryan Searle. 32 grams. They're like pregnant. They look like they are about to give birth. That's more like it from Jackpot, the first 180 of this encounter. Real chance to break back against Ryan Searle here.
98.
Well, he's left himself the biggest finish of the lot, just in case Lewis does not take this 109. And he's now looking at tops. And he finds tops for a 109 checkout. Very stylish way to respond by Adrian Lewis. And to break back. I think he would have maybe had 3 more darts in hand anyway, given Searle was on 170, but you never know. Lewis didn't take any chances.
93.
It sounds very quiet at the moment, but when I did go for a walk around the arena, it's a very good atmosphere. There's
Were they singing along at the time? Did the RMC have his guitar out?
No, he didn't. No, it was just towards the end of the Carnick-Clayton match, so that would have been a very inopportune moment to start playing the guitar on stage.
I won't rule anything out. It's been an odd weekend.
The floor was very sticky at the back of the arena, by the way.
139.
A few spillages here and there.
Well, there you see Ryan Searle 10 points behind on the averages, but 3 out of 5 on the doubles, and
140.
he's in this game. Make no mistake about it. But if they carry on playing at the levels they are, AD will fancy his chances of turning this around. Again, Searle leaves himself a big finish. But Lewis, he's already taken on 109. He's going to get a dart for the leg. Oh my, the fancy way. The fancy way, Jackpot. Well, most of the time, a player would stay on the 20s to guarantee a dart at the bullseye when his opponent's on a finish, but not Jackpot, not this time.
60.
Well, just a little message there from Adrian Lewis as well. 130 checkout to back up the 109, and Lewis on terms once again at 3-all. Searle, though, maybe just about still with the advantage, given he threw first.
You just feel that Adrian's been getting better over the last 2 or 3 legs here. Conan Whitehead, Ross Smith, both looking on.
You don't want to get tomato ketchup on that shirt either, Conan.
81.
Searle certainly not as strong on throw as he was over the course of the first 2 legs that he threw first in.
59.
He didn't need to stay on the treble 20, but he finds it anyway. Oh, that is superb from Adrian Lewis. Now then, Ryan Searle, you've just seen back-to-back ton-plus checkouts from Jackpot. Can you respond with one of your own? 14s. Oh, and he's missed the big number.
Careless. Well, he's left himself 53.
And he's even gone out wide towards the double to try and make sure of the double 14. It was just a sort of lazy dart more than anything.
We've seen a lot of that today, actually. The first, or missing the big number, and it's happened at really inopportune moments in the Gurney match in particular.
Bit like that.
Bit like that one as well. It's contagious right now.
41.
Wow, a let-off for Ryan Searle. The finishing, when it comes to the doubles, he's been pretty good. He's only missed a couple of darts at double 12. Good guide. That's in.
Yeah, no need to check that one with Kurt Bevins. Ryan Searle holds a throw once again.
47.
And a very welcome hold of throw as well, because Lewis was just threatening to build up some momentum there, and that slip with the first dart from Lewis proved costly on that occasion.
Yeah, well, he should have at least got a dart at the bullseye, Adrian Lewis, and the missed big number at a crucial point in the game
57.
could well haunt him, because all of a sudden Searle has stolen the darts from Adrian Lewis, and when it looked like Jackpot was getting a control of this game and about to go into the lead for the first time, now he finds himself scrambling just to prevent himself from going 5-3 down.
134.
Well, we could be on course for an unprecedented number of seeded casualties for a second round in a Euro Tour event.
Do we know what the precedented number is?
It is something I am endeavouring to look into during the interval.
Well, look, of course, we've got top seeds such as Price, Cross, Van Gerwen, Wright, Ian White, Mensur Suljovic, all to come tonight, as well as James Wade and Max Hopp. Oh dear, such a mess, that visit.
And again, it's an opportunity here for Searle to really do some damage on the Lewis throw, and he could be in such a much healthier position, Ryan Searle. As it is, 85.
Baffled by Lewis switching away to different parts of the board there.
Tops. Double 10 once again for Searle.
75.
Oh, he was a long way inside the wire there as well.
155. 60. Ryan, you require 10.
Well, this would leave him with a 5-3 lead, and it would leave him throwing first in the 10th leg for a 6-3 win, and it would leave Adrian Lewis on the next flight home.
He has been, at times, 10 to 12 points behind in the averages in this game, Ryan Searle. As things stand, he's still 5 or 6 points behind, but it does not matter. There you see, about 6 points behind.
139.
Slight head start for Lewis on the Searle throw in this leg, however.
100. 57.
No surprise he moved back upstairs, because that second dart covered a lot of the 19s.
So far today, booking their place in the final day of action at the Austrian Darts Open, Lithuanian #1 Darius Labanauskas, the Welshman Mark Webster, the bronzed Adonis Steve Beaton, Nathan Aspinall, the UK Open champion, the Polish #2 Titus Karnik, and the one seeded player who's been victorious, the world #3 Daryl Gurney.
94.
In terms of the matchups today, Stephen Bunting versus Darren Webster. Darren Webster, the lowest seeded player, and Stephen Bunting, who's had some good success on the Euro Tour. It wouldn't be that much of a surprise if we saw another seeded player go. But this one, with Adrian Lewis, with how he's played this year, it would have been a surprise, and it could still happen, but Ryan Searle has made that difficult again for himself. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think that was destined for the red stuff. It's just 79, but he's left himself that 130 again. He took it out in leg 6, so there's a little warning for Ryan Searle, who's looking at 156, and he won't be able to take it out on this visit.
I guarantee you Adrian Lewis is not going to go treble 20, treble 18, double 8 for this. If he does, I will be astonished. He took it out that way earlier on when Searle was on a finish, but he has to go treble 20 here, and he has to pin the bull, but he hasn't got the treble.
52. Right, here we go on 96.
Huge chance.
Well, Searle has taken 18 darts to get down to 96. This has been a very patchy visit, but he's now looking at double 8 for a 6-3 win and a place in the final day of the Austrian Darts Open. And he's not there yet.
AD only gets 1 dart. No panic, finds it unerringly, and Adrian Lewis is still alive in this one. He breaks the Searle throw. He's throwing to take us to a last leg decider. He has survived a match dart.
Game on.
He has remained impressively calm all the way through the last few tournaments we've seen him. Even when he's put under pressure, Adrian Lewis has managed to keep calm and try and find ways back into the match. Hasn't always worked.
42.
And that is a real opportunity for Ryan Searle. One which he is spurning.
38.
Oh my word. Well, that was a gilt-edged chance for Ryan Searle to really press on from the word go in this 10th leg. Even now, Lewis isn't really making the most of this vital final dart to find the treble. Gives himself a little bit of a cushion.
Well, there've just been some horrible visits at crucial times from both players in this game. Searle missed a match dart in that last leg, but he should have had more than that. And he's had, what's 9 darts from 190 and only got 1 match dart. Can he force another opening? He might.
Once again, bails himself out with those 2. Well, darts 2 and 3, as was the case with the previous visit.
And he's going to get 6 darts from 198. Adrian Lewis not doing enough. Another scrappy visit. Oh, again! He's done it again! What is going on?
Well, it's not convincing from Ryan Searle. It's certainly not convincing from Lewis at times as well. But Lewis, you just sense, is being given every opportunity to force a deciding leg in this one. And Searle will just have to hope and pray that Lewis can't take out the 86. But Lewis, a player of his calibre, you would expect him to take out this 86 when it matters. And he's found the treble 18. Double 16 for Lewis. Lovely 2-dart combination. Devastating timing from the number 5 seed. And Ryan Searle has been brutally punished there for his missed opportunities.
Well, this game has been less about those big, impressive visits that turn legs one way or another, and more about the scruffy, horrible ones. But that is a first 180 of the entire game from Ryan Searle, and maybe that could be the decisive factor.
Where on earth did that come from?
81.
In the previous leg, he had visits of 38, 41 and 80. He starts off with a ton 80, but then he's reverting to type here. OK, he's got 95 in the end.
Well, 200 points clear here. Ryan Searle is going to get more match darts. It's just a case of how many. And it's this point in the leg where Ryan Searle has chucked in one of those nightmarish visits. If he can just keep it tidy.
Tidy, Ryan. And he can't. And he's still not down to a finish. And Lewis can now make his move. Or can he?
58.
Well, Paul Nicholson has just made his way back into the commentary area, scratching his head and not totally surprised, in all honesty.
82.
104 left for Ryan Searle. It would be his biggest checkout of the match. Adrian Lewis has taken out a couple of ton-plus finishes, but he won't need a ton-plus to win it if he's allowed back to the board.
Well, Lewis ready to pounce on 42. Will he get the chance? Yes, he will.
He has made an almighty mess of things from very advantageous positions, Ryan Searle. All he can do is hope that Adrian makes a mess of this. Double 16. And Adrian Lewis survives a match start to come through. Only the second seeded player to win this afternoon. 5-3 down to heavy metal Ryan Searle. And Jackpot somehow finds a way over the line. Only a 93 average, but 66% on doubles. When it needed to go, it did. And Jackpot will take on Nathan Aspinall for a spot in the quarters.
Für Ryan Searle leider mit dem schlechteren Ende. Verabschieden wir ihn mit einem Applaus aus Graz. Ryan Searle. Es gefällt ihm offenbar. Und ihn sehen wir morgen wieder, meine Damen und Herren. Jackpot Adrian Lewis. Adrian, I think that was quite tough, wasn't it?
Very, very tough. I mean, that was terrible, to be fair. It's embarrassing. I mean, Ryan was obviously for the better player than me today. I just kept plodding on, and lucky enough, I got the win.
Also er sagt, ein richtig hartes Match und er glaubt fast, dass der Ryan fast besser war als er, aber er hat dann doch das glücklichere Ende gehabt. Do you like it in Austria? And what do you think about the crowd here in Graz?
To be fair, when I first walked in earlier on, and obviously had you playing the guitar and the crowd, it was amazing, you know what I mean?
They are singing absolutely beautiful, don't they?
They were, certainly were, so fair play to them, yeah.
Also er ist ganz begeistert von eurem Gesang. See you tomorrow, we're looking forward to see you again. All the best for tomorrow.
Just say one thing as well, it's my wife's birthday today.
Sorry?
My wife's birthday today, so I'd just like to wish her a happy birthday, because obviously I know she's watching, and sorry about the performance, but hopefully I'll be better tomorrow. Thank you, and thank you, God bless, thank you.
All right, thank you, Adrian Lewis.